Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to take out my timer so I can keep myself in control. Um, so I came to CUA really excited about the experimental, hands-on, practical education. And I was also really interested in the governance here. So I went to my first governance meeting, which was Campus Committee for Sustainability, a mouthful, CCS we call it. And they had been talking about composting for quite a while and how to improve it, what was the issues, how could this kind of be fixed. And me and my friend Graham Reeder, also a freshman at the time and a senior now, decided that we can fix this. This is awesome, hands-on, practical, give us 10 weeks and it's done. And it became really involved, so involved that by the end of that term, we turned it into a final project in our human ecology course with other students. And then we hadn't really solved everything yet, so we turned it into a work study position here. And I went on, and suddenly it was the last term of my junior year, my third year. And I looked back, and I was like, have I actually done anything here? Have anything happened? Have we fixed it? Is it solved? Problem solved? And the answer was no. So I was like, okay, senior project, here I come. I'm going to fix this. And I was really excited, trying to look at how could all these things that I've been spending a lot of time on kind of be wrapped up and I could have a solution for the school. And I realized fast that it was mainly a focus on people. How can we make people realize that we are part of the carbon cycle, that we are also made out of things that rots. We are decomposing all the time. And I realized halfway through that I won't probably ever solve this. But it wasn't sad. I didn't cry. Because I realized that it's not really a problem. It's not something that I can have a solution for. It's a process that will keep on going here and other places too. Just like you have, if you have oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen, and water, you will have decomposition happening, and you will have a resource, soil, again, coming. The same way it works with making things happen with people. You need these different factors and people helping each other along. And I was thinking about how could I be one of those factors, making sure that I won't fix it, but I will be part of this longer process. And how to make people realize with this signage. When we're looking here, like, are the signage, what are we doing with the little cups afterwards? What happens with the bowls, with the apples, with the muffin that you didn't finish? I made a report. And I made a website and a little booklet about worms and worm composting as one of the different options for CUA to move forward. And I also looked back in time, thinking about what has been done before. How did we end up to where we are now with the great things and the things that could be fixed? These are one of the many pictures that I found. And this is Chelly Pingree and David Winship in 1973, I think, doing composting here as well. And I realized that there are a few problems actually in this process or system. And that is that we are looking at it as food waste. As soon as we can't eat it, it's waste. And that is, to me, inherently wrong. That is a resource. And so in my project, I've tried to take away the word waste and I adopted my native word livsmedel, which literally means life and fuel. So looking at the food waste as a life fuel for us again, and for the microbes and other things that makes food for us. And then going back and looking at the different efforts and conversations and how these conversations has been going around here. So this is off the wall and little announcements about composting, and really looking at how can we make sure to see these as a resource. And so part of my work has been interviewing and working with Millard and Bruce and Barbara, who has been wonderful and helpful and answering all my thousands of like questions and almost questionings of them, or how CUA functions, and realizing that everyone are doing a great job, but what is our school's visioning about this? How are we going to see ourselves as human ecological? So I wrote a kind of a manual for what we have been doing, so we don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time, and kind of moving forward, and the tools for you all now to take it on when I'm leaving, or when the other great, wonderful work study students in the composting will move on. So I'm leaving Maine, and I'm going to go out in the world and look at how other people are looking at resources and the concept of waste, because it is truly a human-created one. Thank you.